Okay, good morning, no? So, our discussion for today will focus, siguro makakover tayo ng 3 to 4 topics. If you would observe, inuna natin yung nasa dulo. Okay? Para hindi natin habulin. These are the topics that in the undergrad, no? Madalas siyang hinahabol or minamadali yung discussions. Okay? So, let's start with the cash to accrual basis. The cash to accrual basis is not anymore included in the syllabus of board examination. However, this is a preparatory topic for the cash flow topic. Ibig sabihin, hindi natin pwedeng i-let go ito. Why? Magkakaproblema ka sa cash flows eventually kung hindi mo alam ang cash to accrual basis. Okay. In items 1 down to 6, these are the common items given in auditing problems. Okay? However, maya't maya or paminsan-minsan lumalabas ito sa PAR. Okay? Itong tipo ng problem na nakikita mong problems 1 to 6, huwag kang matakot dyan because I will provide you template kung paano talaga aralin si cash to accrual basis. Yung accrual basis, simula accounting 101, alam mo na yan. Wala ka ng problema dyan eh. Dadagdagan ko lang. Okay? Wala na kasi accounting 101, accrual basis na tayo eh. Meaning, ang pag-uusapan lang natin siguro na medyo mas matagal is the cash basis. Okay? Ito siya. This is the concept map. Okay? Ito lang naman. Napakaikli oh. Tapos ang cash to accrual using this concept map. Okay. Let's start with sales. Kasi ang unang problem dito is related to sales. Okay. Ang sales, pwede kasing ano yan, pwedeng cash sales or pwedeng utang sales. Okay? Pwedeng cash sales or utang sales. If this would be your gross cash sales, gross utang sales, on account sales, this is your total sales. Okay? Minus the contra sa revenues, which are contra sa sales. These are the sales returns, discount, and allowances. Okay? Wala pa tayong bagong pinag-aaralan. Alam na natin to. And this would now be your net sales. Net sales under your cash sales, net sales on the on-account sales. At alam mo naman, kapag pinagsama mo yan, tinotal mo yan, that is already your net sales under accrual basis. At this point, alam na alam natin yan. If you will be asking to compute for the net sales, ito sigurado ang gagawin mo. Okay? You will consider all the sales made under cash sales and on-account sales, and the total of which minus the contra sa sales would be your net sales under accrual basis. Alam na alam natin yan. So, paano mag-compute ng cash sales under cash basis? Okay? Net cash sales under cash basis. Kapag ito ang sinagot mo, magkakamali ka. Okay? Ganito siya. Itong on-account sales, itong utang sales, hindi natin siya ni-recognize sa cash basis kasi wala siyang cash. Okay? Kailan mo malalaman na pwede na siyang i-recognize? Kapag nakolekta na kasi may presence na ng cash. Okay? If this is your T account, may makikita kang collection doon. T account ng AR, may makikita kang collection. At ang entry for that collection is debit cash credit AR. Meaning, the recognition of the revenue coming from on-account sales will be considered under cash basis once collected. Kasi magkakaroon na ng involvement ng cash. So, kailan magiging cash ito? Ayun, pag nakolekta na. Okay? That's the time that you will consider that as part of the revenues of your cash basis. Kaya meron ka dito, makikita mo, plus collections. Collections from regular C, which, ano yung C, sir? Regular customers. Yung regular customers na sinasabi ko, these are the customers na wala tayong problema. Meaning not as to doubtful as to the collectibility of their accounts. Meaning, the normal na nagbabayad sila on their amortization or their payables, eto sila, walang problema. Those are the collections from regular customers. Meron pa kasing isang collection eh. Okay? Ito, ang sabi natin, this on-account sales will be considered as revenue once, no? Once collected. Collection from regular customers, meron pang isang collection. Yung mga pasaway. Yung mga customers na hindi kaagad nagbabayad, which are treated to be as doubtful as to the collectibility of their accounts. Nako-collecta rin ba yun? Oo, kaso mahabang proseso. Di ba kapag doubtful na as to collection, if you would recall, allowance method, ang entry natin, debit doubtful account expense, credit allowance for doubtful accounts. Then sa tingin natin, wala nang pag-asa, so ano ang next move na ginawa natin? Nag-write off tayo. Nag-debit tayo ng allowance for doubtful accounts at pinatay na natin si AR, credit AR. Pero 'di ba minsan may himala. Yung mga ni-write off nating customers sa books natin, minsan nagpapakita at nagbabayad. Okay? Meaning that is now the recovery. And the entry for that, the first entry, 'di ba, binubuhay mo muna si AR. Debit AR, credit allowance for doubtful accounts, and afterwards, that's the time that you will record the collection, debit cash, and credit AR. Pansinin mo, may cash involvement ito. Meaning that should be considered under cash basis. Ibig sabihin, collection din ito. Napakahabang proseso nga lang ng pinagdaanan bago mo sila makolekta. Not, or as compared to this regular customer na nagbayad ka agad, na walang problema sa transaksyon. But these customers dumaan sa mahabang proseso. Pero ultimately, saan sila nanggaling? Nanggaling sila sa sales on account na naging doubtful, na ni-write off, na ni-recover. Because of this presence of cash. And this is also considered as collection from recovery. Meaning, coming from your cash sales, net cash sales, you will add the collections from regular customers and recovery. Pag pinagsama mo yon, that is now your net sales under cash basis. Ano lang ang bagong tinuro ko? Ang bagong tinuro ko lang, dinagdagan ko lang naman ng collections yung dati mong alam. Okay? And this is one of the templates na gagamitin mo in the board exam. Wala kasi ito sa libro. Oo. Kasi sa mga books na makikita mo, ang ginawa nila, nilatag nila lahat ng accounts at sinabi, this first column, yung mga naka-checkmark dito, ito yung gagamitin mo sa cash basis. At ito namang nasa second column, may mga check marks din yun. Ito yung gagamitin mo sa accrual basis. Pag ganun ang ginawa mo, baka malito ka. Okay? Let's use this template to answer now problem 1. Okay? So, lipat tayo. Lipat kita sa Excel. So, problem 1 is this. How much is the net sales under cash basis? And how much is the net sales under accrual basis? Okay? Game. So, template ka muna. Ito yung template natin. You have your cash, utang sales. This is your total sales. You have your gross. Okay, gross sales. You have the contra sa sales. Sales returns, discount, and allowances. You have the net sales. Then, you have your collections. And collections will come from regular customers and will come from recovery. Okay? So if you would total this net sales under cash basis, cash sales, and utang sales, you will arrive now at the net sales under accrual basis. So this is your net sales under accrual basis. Ito na yon. Okay? And this net sales plus your collections under the column of cash sales plus the collection from regular customers and recoveries will provide you your net sales under cash basis. So, yun yung dalawang hinahanap. Meaning, nakaporma na yung template mo. Lalamnan na lang natin. Okay. Let's have this. Cash gross. So, you have your gross cash sales. Okay. Then, sabi niya dito, you have the trade accounts beginning and the trade accounts receivable ending. Okay? Obvious naman, trade yan. Diba? Nung nasa receivables tayo, ang sabi natin, trade receivables, these are claims arising from sale of merchandise or rendering of services in the ordinary course of business. Okay? Meaning, galing ito sa kanyang operations. Bakit kailangan bigyan tayo ng data related to this accounts receivable? Kasi doon natin makikita si net sales on account. Ito yung utang sales natin. Nasaan yan? Nasa T account yan ng accounts receivable. Okay? Meron din notes receivable. Pagsamahin na natin. Okay? So, objective is to identify this. What is this? The net sales on account. Okay? Para mailatag natin dito. Pag nailatag mo na siya dito, then idagdag mo yung net sales under cash sales, kuha na natin si net sales under accrual basis. Okay. So, this is now the T account of your accounts receivable. Bakit, sir, may notes receivable? Kasi sabi dito, class, merong trade notes receivable, then collections and receivables, then the sales returns and discounts of 80,000 pesos. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pwede ko nang pagsamahin sa isang T account si AR at NR dahil pareho naman silang trade. Okay? Then, to continue, meron ditong write-off on receivable, recoveries, no? Recoveries on accounts receivable written off, included in collection, 16,000, and the trade notes receivable discounted. Note was directly credited 120,000 pesos. Those are the given information. Okay, what are now the next steps? Okay, our next steps is to identify these amounts. Okay? Ito kasi madaling i-identify. Bakit? Binigay oh. The sales returns and discounts, 80,000. This is what? The total, 80,000. Kontra yan, di ba? Gross minus gross sales minus the sales returns, discount, and allowances, and that is your net sales. Nga lang, may sinabi siya dito, 80,000 daw, inclusive of 20,000 payments to customers. What are these? Sinole, returns eh. Nga lang, class, yung 20,000 daw sa mga paying customers. Meaning, out of this 80,000, the breakdown of this, 20,000 are the sales returns and discounts related to cash sales. Okay? Kasi nung sinoli nila, binigay mo yung pera nila eh. 20,000 payments to customers. Bakit mo binigay yung 20,000 nila nung nagsoli sila ng produkto? Kasi nung unang panahon, nung bumili siya ng produkto, nagbayad sila ng cash. Therefore, ngayong sinusoli nila yung produkto, ibalik mo yung binayad nila. So meaning, out of the 80,000, 20,000 is what? Sales returns and discounts related to cash customers. Siyempre, yung remainder, the 60,000, these are the sales returns and discounts related to on-account customers to come up with a total 80. Okay, let's proceed. Objective is to identify this. Kahit nga hindi mo punuan yung nasa taas eh. Basta makuha mo tong net sales dito. Okay? Sige, tuloy natin. This is your AR. We have the beginning, beginning. Okay, we have the ending here. Then we have the collections here. Then we have the write-offs here. Okay? Yan. So, beginning natin, 2,400,000 pesos. Ito yun. So, this is 2.4. Then, we have the ending. Ending magkano? That is 1,600,000 pesos. Okay, lagay natin. This is 1,600,000 pesos. Okay. Then, we have trade notes receivable increase by magkano ito? 1.2 million pesos. Ganito yan, class. Pag increase in account, that is denoted as the increase in account is denoted as the ending balance of an account. Pag decrease in account, that is denoted as the beginning balance of an account. Totoo yan sa lahat ng pagkakataon. So increase in account is considered to be the ending balance, while decrease in account is considered to be as the beginning balance. Hindi mo na kailangan maglagay pa ng hypothetical figures. Okay? Totoo kasi yan. The increase in accounts will always be the ending balance and decrease in accounts will always be the beginning balance. Tulad nito, trade notes receivable increased by 1.2. Ilalagay ko na yan sa ending. Okay? So, pagsasamahin natin, so magpa-plus ako dito. Plus 1,200,000 pesos. Okay? Yan yun. 2.8. That is now the combination of the ending balance of your trade accounts receivable of 1.6 and the ending balance of the notes receivable being an increase in nature and increase is denoted as the ending balance. Kung yan ang ending niya, sir, na 1.2, anong beginning niya, sir? E di ilagay mo 0. Okay? Ito nakikita mo, plus 0. Okay? So, ano nangyari? From 0, notes, naging 1.2. Ano nangyari? Diba nagkaroon ng increase? By how much? Eh, di 1.2. So, increase is denoted as the ending balance of an account. Let's proceed. Collections of 4 million pesos. Collections of 4 million pesos. Ito yon. Collections of 4 million pesos, sabi niya. Then, we have the sales returns and discounts of 80,000. If you are providing the T account for AR, huwag mo nang isama yung mga kontra sa on-account sales. Bakit? Para dumiretso ka sa net sales. Kasi pag hindi mo yan ginawa at kinonsider mo yung sales returns, ang labas mo dito ay gross sales. Meaning dito ka mapupunta sa gross dito. Ang kailangan mo, ito na eh. So, wag na. Para mas makita mo maigi, gawa tayo dito ng isang T account. Okay, ito yon. But this time, makikita mo merong sales returns dito. Okay? Dito sa taas, wala. Ang gusto kong sabihin, kaya hindi na natin kinoconsider para dumiretso ka na kagad sa net sales. Okay. Ano nga bang effect? Ano nga bang effect kapag merong sales returns? Siyempre, mababawasan ang accounts receivable mo. Kaya nandito siya. Okay? Then, it says here that write-off is 40,000 pesos. Ito yun. Then, it says here that recoveries on account receivable written off included in collections. Ibig sabihin, ito palang collection mo, nandito yung recovery. Sabi niya kasi included in collections. Yung recoveries daw included in collections. Di ba? Wala ngang effect ang recovery sa T account ng AR. Bakit? Ano bang entrada mo sa recoveries? Di ba? The first is debit AR, credit allowance for doubtful accounts, and the collection of that recovery, debit, cash, credit, AR. Magkano na nga ulit yon? 16,000 pesos. So these are the entries related to the recovery. Binuhay mo na yung AR kasi ano ba ang entry sa write-off? Di ba ang write-off, nagsimula ka dito eh. Debit allowance for doubtful accounts, credit, AR. Pinatay mo na siya sa books. Eventually, nagpakita at magbabayad. So, i-reverse mo. These are real accounts. So, debit AR, credit allowance for doubtful accounts. That is the first entry. And the second one is debit, cash, credit AR to administer the recording of the collections. Okay. Ang problema, wala ngang effect ito sa AR. Kasi nag-debit siya, nag-credit siya. Walang effects AR yan. Pero anong sinasabi niya? Included daw dito sa collections na to. Nandito daw yung 16,000. Okay? Dapat wala kasi wala ngang effects sa AR eh. May dalawang paraan para matanggal mo yung 16,000 na nakapaloob dito sa 4 million natin. Paano? Mag-debit ka ng 16,000, that is one. Para ma-offset yung 16,000 na nakakarga dito. O kaya naman, diretso mo nang tanggalin dito si 16,000 pesos. As a matter of advice, tanggalin mo na kagad dito sa collections na ito. Okay? Kung ikaw ay nag-e-exam. So, anong gagawin natin? Tatanggalin natin. Minus 16,000 kasi wala namang effect sa AR pero nakasama dun sa collections. Okay? So, ito na lang. 3984 na lang. Next, sabi niya, trade, notes receivable discounted, directly credited. Notes receivable was directly credited. Magkano yun? 120,000. E di, consider lang natin yung sinabi niya that this trade notes receivable discounted was directly credited. Magkano yun? 120,000 pesos. Yun siya. E di, mai-squeeze mo na to. Okay? So that is now 3984 plus 40 plus 120 plus 28 minus 24. You will arrive now at 4,544,000. Nasaan yun? Ito na kagad yun. The net sales on utang sales, which is what? 4,544,000 pesos. Ang sinasabi ko kanina, paano kapag kinonsider mo si sales receivable, sales returns. Okay? Ganito ang magiging itsura ng T-account mo. Okay? We have the 3984, we have the 40, we have the 120, and this is your 28, and the beginning of 24. Then, ni-record mo si sales returns na 60, which is a reduction to your receivable. Nga lang, ang problema, pag yan ay in-squeeze mo, ang lalabas dito, gross sales. Okay? 4,604. Nasaan yun? Dito yun sa taas. Ibig sabihin, para makuha mo si net, yung net sales on account, kailangan mo munang gamitin si gross sales minus the sales returns discount and allowances. At ang gross sales mo ay magkano? 4,604. Ano ang sales returns discount and allowance mo? We have the 60,000. Meaning, para makuha mo si net sales on account, ang kailangan mo pang gawin, 4,604 minus the contra of 60. That's the time na makukuha mo si 4,544. Ang dami pang proseso. Hindi mo naman kailangan si gross sales on account because your answer nandito sa ilalim. Might as well, dumiretso ka sa net sales on account para makuha mo na ito. Okay? So, eto, madali na. Why? This is just 2 million minus 20,000. You have 1,980,000. And if you total this 1,980 plus 4,544, kuha mo na kaagad si net sales under accrual basis. Okay? Next, paano sir yung cash basis? Madali na yan pag na-establish mo tong template na to. Okay? Dahil dadagdagan mo na lang to ng collections. Ano na ulit yung collections natin? collections from regular customers. Ano ba entry dyan sa collection from regular customers? Diba debit cash, credit AR, meaning there is the presence of cash. So that should be considered under cash basis. And magkano na ulit yun? Ito, collection from regular customer is 3,984,000. Meron bang collection from recovery? Yes, ito yung collection from recovery. Di ba meron tayong cash dito? So meaning that should be considered as part of your cash basis also. Because the ultimate source of this recovery is the sales on account. Sales on account that has been doubtful, that has been considered as doubtful as to their collectibility, then eventually written off, then eventually recovered. Okay? So, nanggaling yan, ultimately, dito sa utang sales. Okay? Na nakolekta. Habang proseso nga lang, bago siya nakolekta, bago siya na-recover. And how much is that? That is 16,000 pesos. Okay? Coming from here, 1,980 net sales on cash sales plus the collections from regular customers and plus the collections from recovery, you will now have your net sales under cash basis. Okay? So technically speaking, walang mahirap kasi alam na natin ang accrual basis noon pa, dinagdagan ko lang naman ng collections. Collections from regular customers and collection from recoveries to account for the net sales under the cash basis. Okay? So that is your problem 1. Your problem 2 is related to purchases. Okay, so balik tayo sa, ito yon. So purchases. Okay. So, ang purchases natin, ganun ulit. Pag bumili ka, pwedeng bayaran mo ng cash o pwede mong utangin. Meaning, these are the cash purchases and these are your on-account purchases. Okay? So, you have your gross purchases. You have the contrast of purchases, purchase returns, discount, and allowances. And this is now your net purchases. Net purchases on cash purchases, net purchases on on-account purchases. If you would total that, that will already provide you the net purchases under accrual basis na alam na natin matagal na. At saan mo nakikita yung net purchases na yan? That is under the T account of accounts payable. O, nandun siya, yung net purchases. Okay? Then, ano naman sir yung net purchases under cash basis? If you would answer this, magkakamali ka. Okay? Under cash basis, the on-account purchases was not considered because there is no presence of cash. Kailan magkakaroon ng cash involvement itong utang purchases na yan? Kapag nagkaroon ng payments. So, ibig sabihin, pag may payments na, that's the time that the cash basis will recognize the amount of paid as part of its revenues. Okay? Kaya madadagdagan ito ng payments. Kaya ito na ngayon yung net purchases under cash basis mo agad. Okay? Ganun lang siya kasimple. So, dinadagdagan lang natin to kapag meron ng involvement ng cash na nanggaling sa on-account purchases. Kailan magkakaroon ng cash involvement ang on-account purchases? Pag nagbayad na. Okay? So, remember, the question is net purchases on cash basis. Baka nalilito ka eh. This is net purchases under your cash purchases. Not exactly the net purchases under cash basis. Ingat doon. Dito naman, the net sales on your cash. Okay? Cash sales. The net sales on your cash sales. And this is what? The net sales under cash basis. Ingat ha? Okay. So, ganun lang kasimple. And again, this template, wala to sa mga regular books. Okay? And again, kung paano present sa libro, a tabular form of checklist that this first column with checks are the accounts to be used under cash basis. And the second column, which have check marks, will be the accounts that will be used in your cash or accrual and or accrual basis. Ganun. So this template now will be used para mapabilis ang buhay natin. Let's proceed to problem 2. Okay, so I'll be sharing now the Excel. This is your problem 2. What are the requirements under problem 2? You have your net purchases under cash basis, cost of goods sold under cash basis, the net purchases under accrual basis, and the cost of goods sold under accrual basis. Okay. Again, pag ganitong mga problem, magsimula ka sa template. Ano yung template natin? Ito. Yung nasa concept map. Purchases ito eh. Okay? So, bibilhin ko yan. Binili ko yan. It's either binayaran ko ng cash o inutang ko. Ano ulit ito? You have your gross purchases, the contra purchase returns, discount and allowances, and your net purchases. And the total of these net cash purchases and the net on-account purchases will provide me the net purchases under accrual basis. Paano ulit kunin yung net purchases under cash basis? Dadagdagan ko lang ito ng payments. Okay? Then this is now your net purchases under cash basis. So naka-template ka na. Lalamnan na lang natin ito. Let's proceed. Cash purchases gross, this is 1.2. So this is 1.2 million pesos. Then you have the trade accounts payable kasi dyan natin makikita si net purchases. Okay, so let's proceed. The account of AP. Bakit may NP? Kasi merong notes payable din doon na trade. Pinagsama na lang natin. Cash payments on payables, you have the purchase returns. Okay? Purchase returns total, 80,000 pesos. Diba? That is the total purchase returns. At ang sabi niya, 60,000 receipts from suppliers. Naka-receive daw tayo ng 60,000 na pera coming from supplier. Bakit? Kasi nung tayo ay bumili, nagbayad tayo ng cash. Ngayong sinasoli natin, binabalik ni supplier yung 60,000 natin. Therefore, what is this 60,000? The returns related to our cash purchases. So, 60,000 yan. So, the remainder of the 80 after deducting the 60 is 20,000, referring to the purchase returns on on-account purchases. So, let's proceed and complete this Sudoku. Sudoku lang yan, di ba? Parang kinukumpleto mo lang. Okay. So, these are your AP and NP. You have the beginning here. Okay. Yan na lang natin. Para isang screen lang. Yan. What we need here is the net purchases. Ito yon, net purchases. And this is your ending. Then you have the payments. Okay? Itong payments kailangan natin dito. Beginning is what? 2 million pesos. Beginning is 2 million pesos. Okay. Yun. Then you have the trade accounts payable end, 1,600,000 pesos. Yun. Okay. Next, trade notes. Pagsamahin na natin, di ba? Trade notes payable decrease by, ano again ang rule? Increase in account is denoted as the ending balance and decrease in account is denoted as the beginning balance. Since ang sabi niya dito, trade notes payable decrease by 800,000, this will be now treated as the beginning balance. Isasama ko siya dito sa beginning. So this is plus the beginning of 800,000. 800,000. Okay. Kin 2.8 na. Ano yung ending niyan, sir? E di 0 plus 0. Okay. O, tingnan mo nangyari. From 800,000 beginning, ito, naging 0. O ano nangyari? 800 to 0, di ba nag-decrease? By how much? 800,000. Yun na yung statement mo. Trade notes receipt, trade note payable decreased by 800,000. Okay? Next, we have the cash payments on payables amounting to 4 million pesos. Let's plot this 4 million. And the returns, discount, and allowances. Okay? The returns and discounts. I-ignore natin yan dito sa T-account ng AP mo para dumiretso ka sa net purchases. Kasi kapag kinonsider mo na naman, ang pupuntahan mo ay, gross purchases na naman. Kailangan mo nga ito yung nasa dulo na kaagad. Okay? Kaya itsura niyan ganito. Kapag kinonsider mo si purchase returns. Ito, kinopya lang naman natin sa taas. Okay? Nga lang dito, naglagay tayo ng returns. Ano ba mangyayari sa accounts payable mo kapag sinoli mo yung produkto? Di ba mabawasan ng AP mo? Kaya nandito siya. Okay? Ang lalabas dito, class, after squeezing this, so 4.4 million plus 20 plus 1.6 minus 2.8, ang lalabas kasi gross purchases. Kaya kailangan mo net. Unlike here is 4 million plus 1.6 minus 2.8, labas kagad niyan, net purchases kagad. Amounting to 2.8. Dito may gagawin ka pang isa para makuha mo yung net purchases. Ano yun? Di yung parang kanina, the gross purchases here minus the purchase returns, discount, and allowances to get the net purchases. What is your gross purchases? 2,820. What is your contra sa purchases? You have your purchase returns of 20. Saka mo palang makukuha si 2,800. Yan. Dito, diretso ka na kaagad, 2,800. Okay? Saan yan? Dito yan. Okay? So, nakuha mo na yung net purchases on account using the T account of AP-NP. Ito, madali na to. 1,2 minus 60,000. This is 1,140. 1,140 plus 2,8. This is 3,940. What is this? That is your net purchases under accrual basis. What is now your net purchases under cash basis? Dagdagan mo lang ng payments. Magkano payments? Ito, 4 million pesos. Total, 1,140 plus 4 million. This is already your net purchases under cash basis. Di nasagot mo na kaagad yung tanong. Dalawa yung nasagot mong tanong. One is number 3, net purchases under cash basis. Answer, 5,140. Then yung number 5, magkano ang net purchases under accrual basis, which is 3,940. There are 2 remaining questions. And what is that? One is the cost of goods sold under cash basis. And the other one is the cost of goods sold under accrual basis. Madali na siya. Kasi ito yung paborito mong formula, di ba? In computing for the cost of sales or the cost of goods sold, you have your beginning plus net purchases, total goods available for sale, minus ending inventory, that is your cost of sales or the cost of goods sold. Okay? Now, makikita mo dito, merong increase. No? Inventory increase by 400,000 pesos. Ano ulit yun? Increase in account is denoted as the ending balance of an account, and decrease in account will always be the beginning balance. Pero ang sinabi niya dito, increase. Inventory increase by 400,000. So that should be the ending balance of an account or the ending inventory amounting to 400,000 pesos. Ano yung beginning, sir? Di 0. 0, naging 400,000. Ano nangyari? Di ba nag-increase by how much? By 400,000. That is exactly the information here. Okay? Malapit na. Bakit? Yung net purchases mo, yan nga yung kinompute natin kanina eh. The net purchases under cash basis is what? This is 5,140. And the net purchases under accrual basis is 3,940. This is 3,940. Okay, 3,940. Okay? Then 0 plus this, you have the total goods available for sale of 5,140 minus 400,000 ending inventory. This is now your cost of sales or cost of goods sold under cash basis. While for this accrual basis, your total goods available for sale is 3,940 still minus 400,000. This is now your cost of goods sold under accrual basis. So, item 4, cost of goods sold under cash basis is 4,740. Item 5, that is your net purchases under accrual basis, 3,540. Okay? This is your problem 2. Okay? Let's go back to the concept map. Yung mga mahabang problem na yan, typical yan na lumalabas sa AP. Okay? Yung may ikli, ano yun? Yung ito, yung other items of income and other items of expense. Yan yun. Yan yung typical. Marami kang ginagamit dyan eh. Dada-beeb, papa-beeb. Okay? Ano yung typical? Ito yun. Typical question yan. 7, 8. How much is the rent income under cash basis? Accrual basis? Diba? Ganun yan. How much is the rent expense under accrual basis? Rent expense under cash basis? Those are the typical na sinasabi kong tanong sa FAR. Yung maliliit. And you have your own siguro marami ka ng templates dito. Nga lang class, please allow me to share this template. Hey, kasi class, hindi naman yan Ibig sabihin, wala namang problema kung papa-BF ka, dada-BF ang ginagamit mo eh. Pero class, minsan kasi pag tinatanong ko, bakit mo dineduct yan? Bakit mo inat? Hindi ako nasasagot. Okay? Kaya nag-devise tayo ng isang template na ganito. Okay. Sa other items of income, dalawa ang lilitaw eh. An asset and a liability. Ganon din naman sa other items of expense. Tulad nito. This is accrued rent income. Accrued rent income and earned rent income. Okay. Now, this is an asset. So the normal balance is a debit balance. This is a liability. The normal balance is a credit balance. Di ba ganun lang yan? Beginning, ending, beginning, ending. Pag sasamahin ko yan sa isang T account, nandyan na si accrued, okay? Rent income and the unearned rent income. Okay? Tingnan mo. Kokopyahin ko lang. Beginning, accrued rent income. Ending, accrued rent income. Beginning, unearned rent income. Ending, unearned rent income. So, kinopya ko. Technically, ang nakikita mo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Etong gitna, yung isa dyan, accrual basis, yung isa dyan, cash basis. Paano mo ma-establish? Ganito siya. So, kapag merong involvement ng cash basis yon. Okay? Kailan mo ba, di ba accrued rent income is a receivable? Kailan ba magkakaroon ng cash involvement ang isang receivable? Di pag na-collecta. What is the entry? Debit cash, credit accrued rent income, or the receivable? Okay, that is one. Then, ang unearned rent income, kailan ba nagkakaroon ng cash involvement? Unearned rent income is a liability. Di ba kasi tumanggap ka ng cash, let's say advance payments, di ba? Tumanggap ka ng cash, wala ka pa namang binibigay na serbisyo o produkto that is unearned. So, kailan yung nagkakaroon ng involvement ng cash? Di pag tinanggap mo yung cash, debit cash, credit and earned rent income. Tinanggap mo yung prepayments. Okay. So, ibig sabihin pala, kapag merong cash involvement, nasaan yung dalawang accounts na ito? Si accrued rent income tsaka si unearned rent income, naka-credit pala sila. Ibig sabihin, once there is a cash involvement, these two accounts are credited. Therefore, nanditong side si cash basis. Nasa credit side mo. Because these accounts are credited once there is cash involvement. Okay. Siyempre, pag na-establish mo na dito si cash basis, sa kabila, accrual basis na yan. Okay? Pero patunayan natin bakit nandyan para pag nag-lecture ka sa undergrad. Di ba, pag accrual basis, walang involvement ng cash. Pero nagre-recognize ka ng income. O, ito yon. Debit accrued rent income, credit rent income. Dito naman, debit and earned rent income, credit rent income. O, walang cash involvement. Accrual basis. Nasaan tong dalawang accounts na to? Eh, di ba nasa debit? So, nandyan ngayon sa accrual basis mo. Okay? Pero class, ganun ba tayo mag-isip pagdating sa board exam? Siyempre, hindi. Nagmamadali ka na eh. Gagawa ka pa ng proforma entry. Ito, madali eh. Beginning, ending. Naisulat ko, sir. Pero baka makalimutan ko saan side si cash basis tsaka si accrual basis. Ganito ang fallback mo. Okay? These are other items of income. Tandaan mo, income are meant to be collected. Ibig sabihin, may inflow ng cash. So, pag may inflow ng cash, nagde-debit ka, ayun na yun. Ibig sabihin, these other items are items related to income and income are meant to be collected. Therefore, cash should be debited. What should be credited? These two accounts. Okay? So, whenever that there is cash involved, these two accounts are credited. So, yun na yun. Nandyan na si cash basis mo. Na-establish mo na kaagad. Definitely, pag na-establish mo na yan, nasa kabilang side si accrual basis. Gawin natin. So, let's move to, diba? Ito siya. So, pansinin mo class, the requirements are rent income under cash basis and rent income under accrual basis. These are what? Other items of income. And what are the related accounts? The accrued rent income and the unearned rent income. Ito na yon. Okay, the normal balance of accrued rent income being an asset, nandito siya. So that is your beginning accrued rent income. So nandito ngayon si ending accrued rent income. The unearned rent income is a liability. Diba? This is a liability. And the normal balance of this is a credit balance. So beginning unearned rent income, ending unearned rent income. Diba yan yung template natin? Okay? Which side now is the cash basis and accrual basis? Remember that these are what? Other items of income. And income are to be collected. Therefore, there is what? An inflow of cash. And what is to be credited? These two accounts. Meaning, whenever that there is cash involved, these two are credited. So meaning, nasa credit sila kapag may cash involvement. Therefore, nandito si cash basis. Definitely, pag establish mo na yan, nasa kabilang side si accrual basis. Okay? Anong requirement niya? Rent income under cash basis and accrual basis. Itong nasa gitna, yung requirement niya. Ito. Yan. So, i-squeeze lang natin yan. Let's plot the figures now. Accrued rent income beginning, that is 1.6 million pesos. Accrued rent income ending, that is 800,000 pesos. Unearned rent income beginning, that is 1.2 million. Okay? Then you have the unearned rent ending 2 million pesos. Okay? Then you have the rental payments. Rental payments. May cash involvement ba? Yes. So that is already your cash basis. May cash involvement. Then squeeze mo na lang. Okay, that is 1.2 plus 400,000 plus 800,000 minus 1.6 minus 2 million. That is the amount. Okay, and that is now the amount related to accrual basis. Therefore, ito na sagot. How much now is the rent income under cash basis? 4 million pesos. Magkano accrual basis? 2.4 million pesos. Sundan. Okay? Then let's have this. Item 9. Ganun lang naman din ito eh. May correction lang to class. This should be rent income under accrual basis. Not under account basis. Accrual basis. Okay? So again, what are the two accounts related here? Given here. Accrued rent income and unearned rent income. Alam natin that these are other items of income. Template. Pagsamahin sa isang T account yung dalawang accounts na yan. Accrued rent income is a receivable. That is an asset. So the normal balance is a debit. So you have your beginning accrued rent income here. you have the ending accrued rent income here. Unearned rent income is a liability. The normal balance is a credit balance. So we have the beginning unearned rent income and the ending unearned rent income. Okay? Nasa ang side kaya yung cash basis dyan, tsaka accrual basis. Remember that these are what? Other items of income. And income are meant to be collected. So you will debit cash. And what is to be credited? These two accounts. Meaning, whenever that there is cash involved, these two accounts are credited. Therefore, nandito si cash basis. Definitely, pag na-establish mo na yan, nasa kabilang side si accrual basis. And what is the requirement? The requirement is just to compute magkano ang rent income under cash basis. So, ito ang hinahanap natin. Okay, let's plot the figures. Accrued rent income, beginning, this is 1.6. Ending accrued rent income, this is 800,000 pesos. Then you have the unearned rent income beginning, that is 1.2 million pesos. Then you have the unearned rent income ending December, that is 2 million pesos. It says here that the rent income under accrual basis is 2.4. So given ang accrual basis mo na 2.4 million pesos. Then squeeze, that is 1.6 plus 2.4 plus 2 million minus 1.2 minus 800. That will provide you the answer amounting to 4 million pesos under item 9. Okay? So let's now move to item 10. But this time, this is what? Other items. So sa other items of expense, ganun din naman yun. You will be provided with an asset account and a liability account. In this example, you have the prepaid insurance and the insurance payable. Okay. So, prepaid insurance is an asset. So, the normal balance is a debit balance. You have your beginning prepaid insurance here. You have your ending prepaid insurance here. Insurance payable is a liability. You have the beginning insurance payable here. And the credit and the ending is here in the debit. So that is your ending insurance payable. Okay? Pag sasamahin mo yan sa isang T account, you have the prepaid insurance and the insurance payable. Kokopyahin. Beginning prepaid insurance, kokopyahin. Ending prepaid insurance, kokopyahin. Beginning insurance payable, kokopyahin. Ending insurance payable. Nasa ang side ngayon si cash basis at si accrual basis. Okay? Ganito yon. Ang prepaid insurance, kailan ba nagkakaroon ng involvement ng cash? Ano ka ba? Prepaid, postpaid. O, di ba? Let's say prepaid. Okay? Di ba nagbabayad ka muna ng cash bago ka magka-load? Di ba? So that is debit prepaid insurance, credit cash. How about insurance payable? Liability. Kailan ba nagkakaroon ng involvement ng cash ang isang liability? Kapag nagbayad. So debit, insurance payable, credit cash. Pansinin mo, whenever that there is cash involvement, nasa ang side si prepaid insurance siya, insurance payable, nasa debit. So whenever there is cash involved, these two accounts are debited. So nandyan ngayon si cash basis. So definitely, nasa kabila si accrual basis. Pero patunayan din natin. Okay? Under accrual basis, there is no involvement of cash, but there is a recognition of an expense. So here, debit insurance expense, credit prepaid insurance. Here, debit insurance expense, credit insurance payable. Whenever that there is no cash involvement, but with the recording of an expense, these two accounts, prepaid insurance and insurance payable, are credited. So, nandyan si accrual basis. Pero again, di natin pahirapan ang sarili natin sa exam para lituhin ng mga entries na ito. These entries are used to prove why is not this is your template. Okay? The hint is these are other items of expense and expenses are meant to be paid. Therefore, there is what? There is a cash inflow. Cash outflow, I mean. Okay? These are other items of expense. There would be an outflow of cash. Therefore, the cash account should be credited. And what are the accounts to be debited? Yung dalawang accounts na yan. Nasa debit side sila kapag mayroong cash involvement. Okay? Therefore, whenever that there is cash involved, these two accounts are debited. Okay? So, pag na-establish mo na si cash basis dyan, definitely, nasa kabila si accrual basis. Okay? Let's wrap up, no? Fence here. the prepaid insurance and the insurance payable. So, again, pagsamahin mo sa isang T account. So, prepaid insurance, insurance payable. So, we have the beginning prepaid insurance here. We have the ending prepaid insurance here. And then let's go to insurance payable, a liability. The beginning balance is at the credit side. So, this is beginning insurance payable, ending insurance payable. One of the debit and credit side belongs to cash basis and the other one belongs to accrual basis. And again, these are other items of expense, and expenses are meant to be paid. Therefore, there is an outflow of cash. Therefore, the cash account should be credited. Okay? So, if cash is credited, what are the accounts to be debited? These two accounts. Meaning whenever that there is cash involvement, these two accounts are debited. Therefore, if you already established that the cash basis is under the debit side, therefore the other side would be the accrual basis. Okay, and let's proceed with this given information. 1.6 is your beginning prepaid insurance. 800,000 is your ending prepaid insurance. Then it says here insurance payable decreased by. Again, decrease is denoted as the beginning balance of an account. Decrease is denoted as the beginning balance of an account. So this is 1 2. This would now be your beginning. And what is your ending? 0. From 1 to naging 0, ano nangyari? Nag-decrease. By how much? 1.2 million pesos. And that is your statement here. Insurance payable decreased by 1.2. Insurance payments. Oh, may cash involvement ba? Yes, payments. Therefore, that is under cash basis. And how much is this? 4 million pesos. Then, to answer, magkano ang accrual basis, squeeze na lang natin. 1.6 plus 4 million minus 1.2 minus 800,000. This is now 3.6 million pesos. Okay? The same nature applies to problem 11. But this time, the given item is a rent expense under accrual basis. Again, the accounts provided are prepaid insurance and insurance payable. Prepaid insurance is an asset, so the normal balance is a debit. So this is prepaid insurance. This is your ending prepaid insurance. Insurance payable is a liability. The normal balance is a credit. So therefore, this is your beginning insurance payable and ending insurance payable. Whenever that there is cash involved, these are other items of expense. Okay? So, expenses are meant to be paid. Outflow of cash, therefore, a cash account is credited. Okay? What account should be debited? These two accounts. Whenever that there is cash involvement, these two accounts are debited. Okay? So, that is now your cash basis. Dali lang naman kasi outflow, di credit ang cash. Di ba? Parang ganito. Basta dun ka magsimula. Oh. Other items of expense, babayaran yan. Oh, di may ide-debit ka dito. Ano yun? Yung dalawang accounts na yun. Okay? So, under cash basis, these two accounts are credited. Definitely, nandito si accrual basis. Sa kabila kanina, yun nandito. Other items of income, di ba? Oh, income, ang makokolekta. Debit ako ng cash. Ano, kikredit ko? Yun na yun. Yung two accounts na nandun. So, whenever that there is cash involved, these two accounts are credited. Okay? Ganun ang palatandaan para hindi malito. The inflow of and outflow of cash. Pag ito, inflow ng cash, edi i-debit ng cash, ano, kikredit ko? Yun, dalawang yun. Okay? Whenever that there is cash involved, these two accounts are credited. O, dito tayo sa recent problem, other items of expense, merong outflow ng cash. Credit cash. Ano i-debit natin? Yung dalawang accounts na yun. Therefore, whenever that is cash involved, these two accounts are debited. Okay? So, na-establish mo na. Pag na-establish mo si cash basis dito, definitely nandun sa accrual basis. Okay? And the reason behind this are the entries that I provided earlier. And that would be the ones na gagamitin mo saan? Pag nagtuturo ka sa undergrad. Para mapaliwanag mo bakit ganito yung template mo. Why is that? Dinedebit ang cash basis, na ang side ng cash basis ay nasa debit side. Why is that? The accrual basis under the credit side. Mapapatunayan mo yan. Okay? So, beginning prepaid insurance here, we have 1.6 million. Ending prepaid insurance is 800,000 pesos here. Insurance payable decreased by, again, decrease is denoted as the beginning balance of an account. So, that would now be 1.2 million pesos. And the ending would now be 0. 1.2 naging 0, nag-decrease by how much? 1.2 million. And that is your statement here. Insurance payable decreased by 1.2. Okay? Then, rent expense under accrual basis provided. Itong accrual basis natin. So, i-squeeze mo na lang to. That is 1.2 plus 3.6 plus 800,000 minus 1.6. This is now your 4 million pesos cash basis. Rent expense under cash basis. Answer, 4 million pesos. Again, this topic is not anymore included in the syllabus of PAR as far as board exam is concerned. However, again, this is a preparatory topic for your cash flow statement. Okay? So, balik tayo ngayon. Next natin is cash flow. Madali lang yung cash flow.